Well, welcome back. I've popped outside with this rather sickly looking yucca, which is actually in the here in the UK. It's an indoor plant, so it would normally be in the house, but actually I'm relieved to inform you this is not one of our plants here. We didn't let it get to this state. I spotted this in an office the other day, and I offered to see if I could revive said plant. Now yuccas are very tolerant of neglect, and it's just as well, because this one seems to have received quite a fair bit of neglect. So we're going to give it some attention and see if we can revive this plant and get it back to its former glory. In case you're wondering, I just wanted to kind of as I brought it outside, I've thought I'd show off some of our summer flowering plants here. That's a little gerbera just there, which is a kind of a half hardy pot plant that can sometimes come through our winters. We've had them, normally they last 2 or 3 winters for us, and then we have to start again. It's a lovely vivid orangey colour on there in this kind of evening sun, and that's one of our canna lilies, with lots of well, happy bees, but new leaves coming, and some new flowers. That'll also need protection. We'll put that into a greenhouse over the winter. And one of my favourites, you can just see the standard fuchsia in the back there, still flowering. It's been flowering since well, June for sure, and you will find that on some previous videos when we were pruning it back in the spring. It's just kept on flowering all the way through, and here we are in early September. But this one here, this Yuccas, which is a lovely it's a bulb, and it dies back down to the pot over winter, and then shoots back up with these nice leaves through the summer. Got a hint of red to the leaves, bronzy red, and then these lovely flower spikes in the autumn. But this is the purpose for our video. So how has this yucca got to this state? Well, I went to pick it up, and soon discovered that the pot slipped off, and that's a sure sign. If you're trying to work out, whether a plant has had enough water, if it feels light to pick up and the pot slides off like that, that's a sure sign that basically it hasn't been watered. That's dihydrous oxide deficiency, lack of water. And when the compost gets that dry, it actually shrinks, and you get that kind of little air gap around the side of the plant, and the pot slides off. And really, there's kind of no excuse, because this was dropped inside a pot cover here. So when we water this, we can have a little bit of a reserve of water in there. I don't normally recommend that for yuccas, because they like to be they're quite happy to be a little bit on the dry side, but not for 6 months or more at a time. So what we're going to do is get some scissors. I think I'm going to just change. There we go. I'm going to change hands so I can go right-handed and start to cut away. So we're going to cut away some of these dead leaves here. This one here, this particular growth bud, looks like he's died off completely, but you never know. The amazing thing with yuccas is that they would regenerate so easily. You could actually cut through the stump completely, cut that off, and it'll shoot again. There's dormant buds all the way along these trunks here. You could cut that off here. You can see where, look, there's some buds that were trying to go there, but because of the lack of water, they haven't come to anything. But I've got a good feeling about this yucca. I think very quickly it's going to perk up, and it might perk. Well, I think we've got most of the dead leaves off now. So already it's starting to look a little bit healthier. So we've got rid of the brown leaves. They can come off as well. Now this is the big moment. This is all it needs really, is some water. So just make sure that that's ready to receive there. Okay, and we're gonna pop him back in there. And here you go, mate. This is all you wanted, wasn't it? Now that's so dry, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of runs through the bottom. Let's have a little look. Yep, there we are. So it's gone straight through because the compost was so kind of was so dry. It's just kind of run through, and that's the problem actually with dry compost. It can actually be very hard to re-wet dry compost. It almost repels water, dry compost. So we're going to leave it in there to soak for a couple of hours, and I would imagine probably within an hour or so that puddle in the bottom will have been soaked up. And if that compost feels nice and damp all the way through, I'm going to give it a little bit of a feed. I want to give it a water first, let the compost swell up and get nicely dampened before we add the liquid fertilizer, just to give it a little bit of a treat. So I should just stress that this actually is here in the UK is an indoor plant. It's a house plant. We've only brought it outside so that we can work on it without kind of creating mess and stuff in the house. I could actually, I may well, because we've got a lovely warm spell, we could leave it outside for a short term during the summer months. Here we are in September, we're having a nice sunny spell of weather. But as soon as the weather turns either wet or cold, it'll go back into a room. Maybe into that porch for a while, or we'll take it back down to the unnamed office in which I found it, not mine, and let it recover. It's only been a few minutes. Yeah, it's only been a few minutes since I watered it, and already most of that puddle of water has been soaked back up into that compost. I can almost hear it gasping with relief with that little bit of watering. Happy plant. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see how quickly this yucca improves, and we will of course keep you posted. Any questions, any thoughts, any suggestions? We'd love to hear it via the YouTube comment section. And I hope your houseplants look better than ours. Thank you.